In the beginning, I saw the inn. On the shore of a lake, in the heart of the wood, I saw a man, clad in armor with a cape as red as blood. This was a man who knew war, and now he knew peace.
I'm chilling here with the boy Sam.
What's up, guys?
What's going on? I got everybody here. What's going on,
Yo.
my boy? What's going on? Hey. What's going on? He tilted me. I'm still angry at you.
I'm the
You
tilter.
tilted me.
Go ahead.
Real second.
Alright, that's it.
Wow.
I was hoping I would get anything that contributed, so. Oh, man.
Mecha invoked.
I'm here with the boy Sam. Sam is going to talk to me because now I have these. I have my Mecha Waifu collection complete. Sam,
Mecha
tell
waifus.
Me, tell me, what do I need for my Mecha Waifu deck?
Ready to go. Ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, so the Mecha Waifu deck is really powerful, right? You'll play a lot of spells, and you don't play many monsters. But your spells are the powerful part.
All right.
So, in my version of the deck.
All right. I'm about to go down to that deck. Let's see it.
All right, hold up. We're gonna just show y'all how it is. So,
Oh, snap.
all right. So the only monsters we play is 3 of this, 3 Ash Blossom.
Now, what do I do if I'm broke and I can't afford those?
Oh, you can just play ogres instead. I'm just
Ogre.
playing this as interruption, so that way, because I like to go second with this deck, so that way when you go second, you don't auto lose. You can also play Veilers. You can play Droll Locks, just something that can like put a stop to your opponent's crazy plays. Then I play 3 of this one. She's new, so she's one of the She's the only Sky Striker main deck monster.
Yes.
And her effect states that you can tribute her on the field to summon one of them from the extra deck. And then when one of them is destroyed, you can summon her from the grave. So she has really cool applications. She lets you just go right into your boss monsters. And yeah, she's great. She floats, so she keeps making them over and over again. And then we play
Did
one.
you ever break on that?
On these? Yeah, actually, if you draw multiples of these, it's not good. So you could play 2. You could play 2, but you want to draw it. So
What happened when you break? Did you lose on that brick?
I have lost on bricks before, and yeah, I'll show you some more of the bricks when we get into it. Some more of the bricks. Here's another one of our bricks.
The dankest beast.
The dankest beast. We play him.
Playing just one?
Yeah, he's really good in this deck because so I'm sure, as YTDan knows, whenever you tribute a dark monster, you can summon this guy from your hand to grave. So she happens to be a dark monster, and her effect, you tribute her to summon your waifus from the extra deck. So when you summon your waifus, you get Big Daddy along with him. Yeah. He come on out.
Waifus in the Big Daddy?
Yep. And then since whenever your Link monster dies, she comes back, you can keep tributing her and just keep bringing him back. Keep bringing him back. He keeps following him. He's great. When we go into the...
Only one Diablo. Because your boy I did not break on a single Diablos today. But actually, you know
that feels
what?
good.
I bricked on the Diablos technically. It was the end of the game. I was already dead. You know?
You already dead?
Yeah, it was a Maiwamu. I was already dead.
Well, there you go.
I was wounded.
Oh, Maiwamu.
Can I get a Maiwamu? Can I get one?
Omae wa mo shinderu. Omae wa mo shinderu.
Can I get a Nani?
Nani? Sorry for the break there. I had to organize these spell cards. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we got this Engage card. This card is the
$300.
yes, something like that. $300 for all these. It's really good. It lets you search any card in your deck, and then if you have 3 or more spells engraved, you draw a card. All of the spell cards in this deck have the 3 spell threshold, where they get an extra effect if you have 3 or more spells.
Now, did you rip those like a pro?
No, I shelled out hard cash.
He activated his credit card. Konami! What are you doing to this man?
Killing my bank account, that's what you're doing. This card's great. If you don't open the chick, this card creates a token that's also a Sky Striker that you can link off for your big boss monsters.
Okay.
Which is real nice because you don't even have to normal summon to use this. And then if you have 3 or more engraved, the token becomes 15/15, so you can get some kill power late game, making some 15/15 tokens. Then you play this card. This card is the second best card of the deck, I'd say. It's like, this card is it negates an effect of any card on the field, and then if you have 3 or more, if you meet the threshold, you can steal their monster too. Because why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I'll negate your effect and steal your card.
Yeah. While you're over here, don't just get over here and get linked.
Right.
Get fucking linked,
Right.
scrub.
And then you just link with it, and then it's yours forever.
Get linked, scrub.
We play a lot of one-ofs here.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot of people say you should just rock one of those.
Especially when you have these engages, because they search any card, and you just keep looping this card, as I'll show you later.
So why not, like, instead of like two of the rays,
right,
and then just 2 of any of those? Why not that?
So as we'll talk about later, there's a card in the extra deck actually that just lets you add back any of these.
Oh.
So it's like you're just playing a giant toolbox for really whatever effect you want. So when we're looking at these effects, we got a lot of different stuff going on here. So we got the field spell, which I play 3 terraforming for. We'll get to that in a sec. And then you can send a card you control to the graveyard, and then excavate 3. And if you get a Sky Striker, you add to your hand. And when it dies, it floats for your chick right there. This card. You play this one and this one. These both basically have the same use here, but they're opposites of each other.
Yeah.
So this one destroys a face-up monster. This one destroys a face-down spell or trap. And if they meet the threshold, they destroy the opposite. So then this one will destroy a spell or trap, and this one will destroy a monster. Super strong.
Like I was like doing some research on that, and they were saying something about like if you activate the effect of the fire one or whatever.
Yes.
If you target a monster, like the second effect doesn't target or something like that.
Yeah, that's also super important. So the second effect then doesn't even target, so they have to respond directly to this, or else they're losing a backer, which could be something that they could have changed.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Jeez.
Multi-roll is insane. This card says for every Sky Striker spell card you activate during a turn, you can set Sky Striker spells from your graveyard during the end phase to your spell and trap cards. So you just get back all your good cards at the end of the turn after you combo off with all your cool spells.
Right.
This guy's DD Crow, so banish a card in the graveyard, and if you meet the threshold of 3 or more, you just reborn their monster instead.
That's
So yeah, I like it. This card is only in here because when it says when it's destroyed, you shuffle back 3 Sky Strikers in your graveyard back into your deck. Helps you recycle the Link monsters because they run out super fast.
So are you running Toon Table and stuff?
I am not. I did not choose to play that build, but that build is viable for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Toon Table into Toon Cyber Dragon into Chimera Take Mecha Fleet is really powerful.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what they're doing?
Yeah, it's crazy.
These kids and their cards
These
these days.
in their combo.
Back in my day,
Crazy
the toughest
combo.
was enemy controller, and in my turn.
Enemy controller on the Treeborn Frog. Oof.
Still is. Duel Links is a thing.
True.
And then we got three Called by the Grave. Helps you negate hand traps. This deck is incredibly weak to Ash and Draw Unlock. So very nice to draw when they draw those cards. Also, it's another spell card, so it can help you meet the threshold. Play 1 Rhoda because the main girl is a warrior. We play 1 Foolish because that sends Diablos and it's a spell. We play 3 Foolish Burial Goods because this can send any of the spell cards that we can then add back later with the extra deck monster. I'll show you that in a sec.
Okay.
And then 3 Terraforming for the field spell. 1 Upstart Goblin because it helps you meet the threshold and just replaces itself. And then we would play 1 Metal Foe Fusion. So this card seems real weird. You don't actually play any Metal Foe cards for it. But you can send it off this card and get an extra draw. Which is sometimes really important. You sometimes need that. I also main deck 3 Evenly Matched because I like to go second. And 1 Infinite Impermanence. I would main deck more of this if I had them. I just don't.
Alright, for all the boys out here whose wallet is screaming out for vengeance, how much do you value the deck at, you think? This
Oh
cash
my
money?
god.
Not even talking extra yet, because I know when you show that extra, it's about to be like.
The evenly matched alone is 180.
Yeah, three evenly matched for 180. We got 3 Engage for 100 each. Oh, we got 3 Anchor for 40 each. We got 3 Ash for 80 each. We got this card for 80. We got.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of max rarity cards in here that could be worth money, but we just won't count those because you would need to build it that way.
Give us your like
my estimate.
Your best estimate.
Let's say for my exact build, let's say $800.
All right. So let me give you a GameStop offer.
All right.
I'll buy your whole deck right now. $30.
Show me the money.
My credit card activates.
No, I only take cash. So yeah, I don't know about that. So we play 3 of the fire one. She's the best one. She lets you add back any of the ones when you summon her. So as I was saying, you just toolbox all your 1-of cards. So then we play 3 of this one. This one is the one you go into after you go into the fire one. It lets you. Yeah. Hella waifus.
You got Goku with his 3 fire.
Her effect is nice, but it's not as good as Kagura. Basically, it lets you add a spell from your deck to your hands if it doesn't share a name with a spell in your grave.
Okay.
So if you don't open the best card, which is this card,
Joke's on you, you do.
you can just end phase, search for it, and then you just live through a turn and you start playing again.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty good.
So, how do you like push for game?
You know, Diablos. You also have a card. Also, you have the card that steals all their cards.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Okay.
But if I'm being honest, pushing for game is not something this deck does easily.
Yeah.
It's very like you sit there for a lot of turns, kind of poking them with smaller monsters and just kind of controlling their plays and making sure they can't go off.
Okay.
And then once you have a steady control of the game, you make a push, like by using the token spell to maybe summon like 2 tokens and then attack for a bunch of damage or something.
So which one's more? I guess they're both controlled, but which one's better to use, the Altergeist or this?
I've had more success with this just because I seem to brick with Altergeist all the time.
We know of the bricks.
I cannot draw multi-figure to save my life, and whenever I draw Meluseek, they just have the ash, so it's like, oh, so frustrating.
Good thing you live in Washington.
I honestly think the decks, like both the decks, are just really powerful. And, yeah, I don't know.
So what else you got in that extra deck?
We're playing some Nightmares, because every deck plays Nightmares.
Yep.
1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Griffin.
Ooh,
Yeah, so these 2 kind of just help you clear out your monster zone. Sometimes you end up with like an extra token there, or you steal their monster. You can make these, and then just and then it's good. It's good. Yeah, and then also just helps you out cards. Griffin is like a boss monster. Late game, you can like set back your spells with its effect. You can lock out their monsters because he prevents monsters that aren't linked from activating their effects, which is real nice. We play 1 Topologic Bomber Dragon because this card with the Token Summoner is really good. It turns itself into a pseudo-torrential-ish. And then we play this guy because Link Karibo is good. And then we play Cherry's Target, Cherry's Target, Cherry's Target, and Cherry's Target. So we got a lot of room for Cherry's Targets. This is pretty much for every Nightmare spam deck. Just Link spam.
So what do you put side deck for all that spice?
All this spice, we got a side deck looking like this. So we have the 2 red reboots. This card is real good. It lets you stun Altergeist for a turn. It does a lot against Trickstar too because that deck plays a lot of traps as well.
All right, break it down for the comment section because somebody in my comment section, I was telling them the red reboot was good.
Yeah.
And then they was like, "What do you mean? You gotta pay half your life points." so explain why it's good.
All right, half your life points does not matter that much if you kill them that turn. That's all I'll say. And right. And sometimes with those trap decks, they just have no way of summoning or like dealing with your board other than their traps.
Yeah.
So if you're just able to stun their traps for a turn and just push in, that's GG.
Yes.
You just have to save this card.
Yeah.
Because trap stun ain't a counter trap. Trap stun, don't stop warning.
I almost want to bet you that will be a comment. What is that MST?
Jeez. We played 2 Kaijus. This card's amazing against the Nightmare decks.
Yeah.
They extra link you, but normally their only way of dealing with evenly matched which is my way to out that, is Trigate Wizard. So you just kaiju the Trigate Wizard and then evenly match the rest of their board. And then they just lose because they dedicated their whole life into that board.
I know that so much.
That's why we use that Spirit Art Greed.
Right. Oh my god, nut.
My most powerful $8 card.
We got 3 Ghost Ogres.
Yeah.
Card's just powerful. It's really good against Rogue. It's also really good against, well, decks that
Yeah.
Like to
It
play
is
the
really
game.
good.
decks that like to play the game.
Decks that like to play the game. That's
Yeah.
actually good.
Yep. Not good against everything, but it's good against some stuff, so we side it. That's about it. Then we side the 3 Winter Cherries. This card's like an auto win against some decks. That's why we extra deck the 4 cards. If you just side this in and you see it turn 1, it's like, all right, you lose your best boss monster.
Sam, go collect your winnings.
Sam, you're crap. To the victor goes the spoils. To the victor goes the
That's as much music as I got for you, man. So how many you had left?
We have 5 left. All right. 3 Mind Control. Excuse me for these rarities. They are bad, bad, bad. We got 1 German, 1 English Gold, and 1 English Ultra. We are scrubbing over here. We are scrubbing for sure. That's okay. This card is really nice. It adds to your spell count, which is obviously necessary to activate the thresholds. And it steals your monsters.
Just Pokemon tournament starting soon, so open your packs and please get along because we need to get this space quick.
Right. Okay. We'll finish this up real quick. 3 Mind Control, it takes their monsters. You link away. 2 Zaphion. This card is good against True Draco. You summon it. You attack their monster, and in the damage step, it shuffles back all their back row, so they don't even get to trigger their effect. It's nuts.
That was it?
That's it.
All right, thank you, my boy, for that $1 million deck profile.
$1 million deck profile.
You want to shout yourself out?
Yeah, check out my channel, Sam Johansson. I hopefully will be uploading a video soon.
All right, well, check out the boy, Sam Johansson. Thank you, my boy.
All right.